será a Fundação Humboldt, que está também financiando esta primeira parte do evento, que é o Humboldt Kolleg 2018. A Fundação está representada aqui pelo professor Nythamar. Nythamar, se puder compor a mesa. Depois, só um minutinho. E apresentará então os programas da Fundação Humboldt. Depois temos Marcio Weichert, da Deutsche Wissenschafts und Innovationshaus de São Paulo. Em português é Centro Alemão de Ciência e Inovação de São Paulo, que está co-organizando o evento. Depois temos a Ana Barkhausen, do DAAD, do escritório de São Paulo. E finalmente Kathrin Winkler, da DWIH, se você já quer vir para a mesa, da Deutsche Forschungsgemeinschaft, que é, não sei, mais ou menos, digamos, o equivalente do CNPq alemão, né, para quem não conheça. Então, agora nós teremos esta breve apresentação. Se vocês já querem vir para a mesa, deixar seus drives, se poder deixar os stickers e
Good afternoon. I prepared a speech in Portuguese. Now I'll try to switch to English. So please forget me if I don't get every word right in English. My name is Anna Barkhausen. I'm from the German Academic Exchange Service, the DAAD. I'm very happy to be here in Santa Catarina in Florianopolis. Thank you very much for the invitation. And so I will speak a little bit about the DAAD and about our scholarship program. What's the DAAD? As I said, it's a Deutscher Akademischer Austauschdienst. I guess some of you know the DAAD quite well because they are alumni. Who has? Oh, okay, there are some alumni. Okay, that's good to see you. I'm happy. So you already know, so the DAAD is the biggest exchange organization worldwide. We now give scholarships to around 100,000 academics per year, Germans and foreigners. And the DAAD represents the German universities abroad. So there are more than 230 institutions who are like the association of the DAAD. But here you can see our worldwide network. So this black dot is our regional office in Rio de Janeiro. It exists since the 70s, so for a long time the DAAD has cooperation with Brazil. And in Sao Paulo, here, the blue dot, this is the information center, and I'm from the information center. I'm head of the DAAD information center in Sao Paulo, existing since 2001. And now we are under the same house as the DFG, Deutsche Forschungsgemeinschaft, and it's the German House of Science and Innovation, who sind well known this year, die Innovation, the DWIH. And it's not only the information center at the regional office. We have also lecturers, guest professors here in Brazil. So I guess the next lecture would be in Curitiba, and there's another one in Rio Grande do Sul. Okay, why to study and research in Germany? So it's a multicultural atmosphere. There are a lot of students from abroad and also a lot of researchers from abroad. A lot of PhD students who do research in Germany come not only from Germany, so everybody will find a multicultural atmosphere to work, and I guess it's quite welcoming. There are also a lot of welcome centers at the universities, so if you, will take care of you. Germany gives money to more than 800 institutions of research, so it's not only universities, but institutions like Max Planck, Leibniz, Fraunhofer, and Helmholtz, and more. So there are a lot of opportunities. And the German academic system has an excellent reputation. I hope the alumni can confirm this. Okay. I would like to know, is there anybody here graduate students? Okay. From master students? Mestrados? Okay. Doctorandos? From PhD students? And the rest are researchers and professors. Okay, so from all continents. Another map, we like to show maps. But this is a German map, and with all the German universities, we have the system of we have these classical universities, 107 classical universities of applied sciences, but I guess for law and philosophy and human rights, it's not so important, it's more the classical ones. And I guess you know the most important ones, but maybe we switch to the links where to get more information. I guess the most important one here is research in Germany, because there you get the links to all the others. I guess my colleague will explain the Research Explorer. Kathrin, will you explain the Research Explorer?
No.
No, okay. Because it's a DFG project. There you can find institutions and professors. Here you can find PhD positions, and the higher education compass give also nice information about the academic system in Germany. Okay, I will speak about scholarships now. I know you're not only from Brazil, but these are the programs mainly for Brazilians. This is all the programs, or the most important programs for Brazilians, DAAD, but I will explain. So anybody's learning German here? No? Yes? So if you're interested in doing a German course, you can do the Winterkurs, Curso de Inverno, but you need to be enrolled at a Brazilian university, maybe at graduate level, master level, or PhD level, and the next call will be in July next year. So I guess every year there are around 100 Brazilian students going to experience the German winter and learn German. Yeah. But you need to have just some, it's not for beginners, it's for students who already know German at a level at B1 at least. Okay, at the level of the postgraduate. This could be an interesting program. It's for master students, and it's in also for law students. It's in the area of public policy and good governance. It's 8 master courses. They're pre-selected, and you can apply for them. They're all in the area of Políticas Públicas e Boa Governança. I have some material over there that you can find more information about these programs, but also you can always check our website to get more information. The next call will be also in June, July 2019. So if you are thinking about it, you have still some time to get the information, and this could be interesting also. Okay, normally all this goes in English, but you will get a German language course, and right now the monthly allowance is 850 euros. They included there's included health insurance and the flight travel allowance. Okay, I will speak a little bit about, this is our most well-known program for PhD students. It's together with CAPES, so it's a bilateral program. There are 3 options. You can do the whole PhD thesis in Germany, or you do what we call in Brazil sandwich, so just 1 or 2 years. I guess it's the most popular one. And there's also the double diploma, also double titulation. You get the German and Brazilian doctorate. For this, of course, there's a little bit. You need a little bit of bureaucracy because the 2 institutes have to get a agreement. There have to be an agreement about this double degree. What's quite important for people who want to do, who will apply for this scholarship, is you need a German supervisor. Obrigado. Sorry, switching from one foreign language to another is sometimes tricky. Okay, you need a German supervisor. You have to get in contact to a German supervisor. Maybe you professors already know somebody, or you're looking at somebody and you say, you read an article from somebody and you think that could be very interesting. And I know it can be hard to get in contact, and it's even harder to get an answer, but it's possible. It's just, you have to try. And sometimes it can take some time. Professors are very busy, they have a lot to do, and you can also try to get in contact with the secretary or home secretary. That can help. This is very important, but when you apply for this scholarship, you already need a letter of acceptance. And of course, you need a research project, good grades, and so on. Okay. For PhD students who want to do a sandwich or a double degree, you need to be enrolled in a Brazilian doctorate program, and of course your Brazilian supervisor should think that this is a good idea, should consent. Right now, here you see the monthly allowance. It depends if you are scholarship, if CAPES or DAAD will finance you, and it's the organization, the funding agency that picks the student. You can't say, okay, I want to be a DAAD scholar, I want to have a DAAD scholarship, or I want to be a scholarship holder of CAPES. Unfortunately, you can't decide it. It's a funding organization who will pick you. So this is just to explain this difference. CAPES gives a little bit more money. Okay, what's included also, it's a travel allowance and health insurance, and you will get also a German course if needed. So if you're from law student, I would say we have put arguments to say that you need a German course. For natural science, it's different. Okay, for ex-bolsistas or alumni, you know it probably already. You can have a re-invitation. You can ask for a re-invitation and do a research stay up to 3 months in Germany. But also for university professors who haven't been yet alumni, you can apply for this fellowship also for 1 to 3 months to do research in Germany. You should organize yourself a guest institution, and then could be possible. So you need a complete invitation. This is also for postdoc position Leibniz, but it's just once a year if you want to do research at the Leibniz Institute in Germany. But I guess there are 15 scholarships per annum all over the world. If you want to do a postdoc, I guess Humboldt Foundation there are more chances. But I just wanted to mention here in January it will be the deadline. Okay, this is I forgot to mention. Probral is for cooperations between German and Brazilian universities. There's a Probral program. It's a jointly funded program from CAPES, the DAAD. I guess there will be next year in first semester we will have another call for joint scientific programs. It's so CAPES, Brazilian universities will apply to CAPES, the German partner will apply to DAAD, and both funding organizations have to say, okay, both, it's okay, we say yes, and then you can do your research project. It has money mainly for mobility, and also for PhD students. Normally it's for 2 years, and then you can apply for another 2 years. Probably one of you already had a Probral program? Oh, two. You know it better than I. So, any questions? There are more programs for universities, more than only Probral, but this is a joint program where also the Brazilian university applies. We have other programs where only the German partner applies to DAAD because it's only DAAD gives the money. There's something like summer schools, so that could be also interesting, but it depends always on the German partner. Okay, I thank you for your attention. Here you have our contact details. I guess the easiest way is always to check our Brazilian website, and please, there is a newsletter. You can sign for the newsletter, and you get all the information about our programs, about the calls, and of course we are on Facebook. Also there you will find valid information. Thank you very much. Maybe you should, the question could be all at the end to all of us. I guess it's easier.
Now comes the sister organization of the DAAD, the German Research Foundation, is more focused on on funding research projects and on funding research projects in Germany. That's the main emphasis. Whereas DAAD is funding the academic exchange, we are mainly focusing on funding research in Germany. But this also, how you will see later on, will involve international contributions, international collaborations, international guest visits, and so on. The German Research Foundation is Germany's largest funding organization for curiosity-driven research. What is very important that we have administrative autonomy, and more importantly even is that we work according to the so-called bottom-up principle. That means we are receiving proposals for any research ideas you will have, or the person doing research in Germany will have, and we decide on which projects to be funded only on the basis of the evaluation. That means that we are funding all areas of the sciences and humanities. We are also supporting international cooperation. This is the reason I'm here, for instance. A few numbers. In 2017, the DWG funded about 30,000 projects in all areas, sciences and humanities, with an entire budget of about 3.2 billion euros. And we put the money into individual research grants, into coordinated programs, collaborative research programs, into instrumentation, research infrastructure, and in research collaborations as well. DWG is also interested about international collaboration and how we do this on the basis of agreements, of course, as well as on the basis of specific offices outside, abroad, one of which is the youngest actually being located in Sao Paulo, and this is responsible for international collaboration with all Latin American countries. So from Sao Paulo, and also in collaboration with some people from Germany, we take care of all international collaboration with Latin American countries. This is where our office is located in. We are serving as a contact point for you. We are providing information of funding programs of the DFG and other bodies, or on collaboration opportunities. We are maintaining and expanding strategic partnerships in Latin America with our partner organization. We always are in the need of a partner organization because, you will see later on, we work on the basis of the principle of matching funds. With them we are developing funding instruments or procedures, so to say, and we are also doing cooperation promoting measures. That means we have taken part in those workshops and congresses. We are part of the German initiative Research in Germany, where we inform about the research landscape in Germany and so on. And of course also for the DFG, for a more political issue, we are doing policy monitoring, just to inform also our head office in Germany. Since there are only a few people on the PhD level and postdoc level, I will briefly talk about the funding opportunities the DFG can provide for doing research in Germany. So this is only if you're interested to go for a PhD or postdoc or further on and in Germany. So you would have to leave Brazil actually for this, which would be hard, I guess. So DFG provides funding for all career levels, for the bachelor, for the doctorate, for the postdoc period, for what we call achieving eligibility for tenure, which is more or less for young researchers who pretend to stay in research. And then knowing the German university system a little bit for the preparation of a scientific professorship, for full professorship. For all these career levels, we provide programs, and I will talk about a few of them. Most important is you can only apply to DFG directly if you have a PhD. If you don't have a PhD, you can only work within a research project that is funded by the DFG. So all our research projects we are funding. There is money for personnel, mostly for positions, sometimes for fellowships, but mostly for positions which have also social security issues and so on. There's no age limit in all our programs. There's no age limit anymore, which is also quite important, I think. So if you have not a PhD, or if you're a postdoc and considering to do a postdoc within a project, then there are a variety of programs we can offer. The core program is the individual grants program. So just a project of an individual or two researchers who apply for everything they would need for a project, for doing the project. So also PhD position, postdoc position, and so on. Then we have something like research units, collaborative research consortia, sometimes priority programs, which are nationwide collaborative research programs. Collaborative research centers are located mostly on a university site and circumvent like 20 to 30 PIs. And then we have research training groups, which are programs focused on the research and training of PhD students, and also the internationalization of PhD students. We even apply this program in the international context. So these are all programs you may do a PhD or a postdoc, or somehow work within it as a guest lecturer, for instance. As I said, this only comprehends what I said. You may do your PhD, you will get a position within the project. You would work at a German research institute. The duration depends on the project duration, which depends on the program actually, which may be between 2 years and 9 years in principle. You will receive a salaried position, you will have share or make use of consumables, personal equipment, and all everything. But you would apply directly to the PI and not to DWG. This is most important if you want to work with a position within a project. And how you do this, and this is not the research in power, but GEPRES is a database of DWG which has all the projects we are funding. So if you are interested in a specific area, you may just put in the keyword and then find PIs and all the projects and the PIs, corresponding PIs, who are doing research on whatever, on, for instance, human dignity. Right? Then you contact the professor or the coordinator of the program. So this is, for instance, an international research training group between spaces, between Berlin and Mexican institutions. And then they may have positions or may have calls for positions and so on. As a postdoc, that's the same. So you may also have the opportunity to find a position within a project as a postdoc. Now, we offer also research fellowships, but this is not interesting for you because unfortunately, until now, our research fellowships is only for people in Germany who want to go abroad. So, in this case, it's not really applicable to you, I guess. But if you have some experience, some good connections to Germany, know about the German research and funding landscape a little bit, you may consider having a PhD to apply for your own research project, and within this own research project for your own position as a PI. And this is maybe something interesting, although not so straightforward as applying, for instance, for a fellowship within the Alexander von Humboldt Foundation or the DAAD, for instance. No? Because what you would have to do is to write a full research proposal, 20 pages normally at DWG, give an outline of what you have done and what you want to do, what are your objectives and so on, and you will compete with your research project with all other individual research projects within the area in Germany, at DWG. So I'm telling you this because it's interesting on the one hand side, but on the other hand side you must be aware that's as a foreigner quite competitive. But it's not impossible, so otherwise I wouldn't mention it. And you may apply within this program as an early postdoc, as a more experienced postdoc, or even later on if you want to do a research project in Germany. What can we offer? You apply normally in our research grants program, which provides funding for about 3 years. You get your salaried position about 40 to 50,000 euros per year. And you apply for everything what you would need to do your research project. So consumables, instrumentation, more personnel, travel costs, etc. But you should justify well what you're applying for, because DWG just funds what is so-called project specific. So anything else we would not fund within the project. And you would apply directly to DFG. It's open to all disciplines. It's embedded in our normal research grants program, and this would include your own position. And you would have to provide to us an acceptance letter by the university. That means that you must have a contact already to the university. But normally, you know, the realistic scenery is that you know a professor and he makes contacts to the administration of the university. Now, I'm coming to more collaboration. How do we fund collaboration between DFG and Latin American countries or scientists from those countries? In principle, in all our DFG programs, international collaboration is embedded, but we use a few of our programs we use quite often in international context. This is, on one side, a program which is called Initiation of an International Cooperation, which gives you, provides funding for research stays and guest visits. You may invite somebody from Germany come over to Brazil to work with you to discuss research lines and possibly to prepare potential research projects together. So normally what you receive is a research day up to 3 months within a time period of 12 months. You can go once or several times. You may also consider holding a bilateral workshops. This is normally of the size 15 plus 15 researchers, or trilateral if you consider, for instance, Argentina as a country, or scientists from Argentina and so on. And once you have done this and you know each other very well, you might consider to apply for a research project on the DFG side. This would mean that you would apply in our research grants program, which is more our individual research grants program. So the constellation would be 1 + 1 researcher, or 2 + 2 researchers, and so on. And if you have a group of researchers and a broader topic of research you would like to follow, then you may consider so-called coordinated programs of DFG, or collaborative programs, such I mentioned before, International Research Training Group, a research unit, or collaborative research center. But these are programs you see here, the funding period of those programs is quite long. It's between 6, if you're successful, 6 and 9 years. This is quite competitive. This requires very much of preparation time. This is not a straightforward program where you apply or submit a proposal and receive an answer within 5 months. This is more since it's also on a 2-stage procedure of the evaluation, this is more on a time frame of 1.5 years, 1 year to 1.5 years, so to say. So, but it's quite, since it is, for instance, in case of an international research training group, which provides the international exchange of PhD students, you will receive quite something for that, no? And this is like 9 years of funding altogether. Important here, these are all DFG programs. Again, we are in most of our countries, we are very active in here in Latin America, like Brazil, Argentina, Chile. We are working on the basis with the principle of matching funds. That means we need here a partner organization who provides funds for the Brazilian side, or at least we try to negotiate either joint programs or a co-financation by the university, and so on. Now we have agreements here in Brazil. Our oldest is with CAPES since 1995. We have been funding mobility, we have been funding projects, we have been funding projects and networks. We have an agreement with CMPK as well. At the moment it's not so active, but we are in a hope that we can reactivate again. We have a very successful collaboration with FAPESP. We are funding, in principle, everything together. What we can fund in Germany, we can fund together with FAPESP. So people from Sao Paulo are very privileged. We have agreement with FAPEMIC. With them, we are funding research projects mainly, and we have an agreement with FAPERG, which was initiated very successful as well. But at the moment, everybody knows how the state of Rio de Janeiro is at the moment. It's also more passive. Very briefly to FAPESP, we have developed joint procedures together with FAPESP on the level of the initiation of a collaboration. So just to fund mobility, guest visits, workshops, and so on. We make use of our program initiation of international collaboration. FAPESP has its own programs for international collaboration, and we communicate about the results with each other. Then we synchronized our research grant program together with the FAPESP Auxilio a Pesquisa Regular, which provides also in collaboration with DFG funding for up to 3 years, research projects for up to 3 years. Well, the evaluation procedure is that we separately make the peer review procedure, but we make a final joint decision on proposals, which should be funded by DFG and FAPESP. And we even have developed a joint procedure for bigger projects, collaborative projects. Here we are considering a joint evaluation. It's a DFG, unfortunately, a 2-stage procedure, which is why it is quite time-consuming. But we jointly developed together with FAPESP a procedure where we do one joint evaluation of the full proposal, either in Germany or in Brazil. And at FAPESP, the corresponding program would be Auxilio a Pesquisa Progetto Tematico for those who are from Sao Paulo. This is an example of an international research training group we are funding together with FAPESP. It's called Dynamical Phenomena and Complex Networks between some institutions of the state of Sao Paulo and Berlin. We have about 15 PIs on both sides and financing 15 PhD students from Germany and Brazil, so a total of 30. There are other PhD students participating, but from other resources. There's an exchange of about half a year for each PhD student being implemented. This project is now in its second funding phase, and I think it's 7th year or something, and quite successful. Now I would like to refer quickly to our collaboration with CABES and give you an example of a very successful program which was called Barkhausen, which was an initiative between CABES, DWIH, and originally CPQ. It's in manufacturing engineering. It's in principle a bundle of about 60-80 bilateral projects, Brazilian-German projects, who are arranged like within a network. So they're having meetings every year. They're exchanging between the projects, and this has been being funded within the last 10 years, and it's quite interconnected now. And since we have seen that this was very successful, there are actually also projects from Florianopolis, as you see here, in the south, Blumenau, Porto Alegre. We have prepared a new program and have launched in April a call in the field of chemistry, industry 4.0, and advanced digitalization to build up such of those new networks in new areas. And we are actually at the moment preparing a call for hopefully this year, still in the area of law, as you know, for instance. Which might be for you interesting as well. And this is more or less what I wanted to say, give you a few numbers. In the last about 10 years, we have been funding 259 projects, what we can see from our statistics or from our database, with a budget of 48 million euros, we have some major funding goes into the areas of engineering and of physics. This is because of the big projects I was just talking about. But we have also in the humanities quite an important contribution from the humanities and social sciences, and also from the geosciences. Life sciences a little less, but still significant. And here I can show you at what stage we are in terms of a comparison between the initiation of an international collaboration, which is about 30% of our funding budget, and the main part we are funding is within projects, and this is our primary aim, objective of DFG, funding of projects. And here you see how is the contribution of projects being co-funded by a Brazilian organization. You see that more than half of the projects, research projects, are being co-funded by any of our partners here in Brazil. And in the area of international collaboration, a little less than half of the projects are being co-funded. This is my last slide. If you have more questions, please don't hesitate to contact us at our office. These are our websites. There's also a website in Portuguese. And here also the specific databases you may search for research institutions or projects. Thank you.
All right. Hi, Marcelo. Just for the record, Professor Drayton Gonzaga de Souza should be here, but unfortunately he didn't make it for his afternoon presentation. So I'm just going to do this presentation of the opportunities with the Alexander von Humboldt Foundation. We have different programs and possibilities, including scholarship, fellowships, research awards for highly qualified researchers, which should be PhD holders from all different countries and from all different areas of knowledge. It is known that once a Humboldtian, you're going to be forever a Humboldtian. So that's the major characteristic of this Humboldt Foundation stipends. They are like lifelong support for research. It is known that Alexander von Humboldt, together with his brother Wilhelm, were important figures in the consolidation of the German university. And Alexander von Humboldt was universal genius, who undertook several trips of research, especially in South America. He actually was in the Amazon. I don't know how far he came in Brazil, exploring another area of Brazil. And he was financing with his own private fortune young scientists. He in 1953, had the recreation of the current Humboldt Foundation, supported by the Ministry of Foreign Relations, the Ministry of Education and Research, and the Ministry of Economic Cooperation. Since 1953, more than 20,000 researchers from all over the globe, 130 countries, have received support. The major goal of the Humboldt Foundation is to make possible highly qualified scientific experiments and research to be carried out without any consideration of sex, ethnical origin, religion, or worldview through the awarding of scholarships and research prizes so as to carry out research projects in Germany and to maintain scientific cooperation. So we have both scholarships and fellowships for people who go from other countries to Germany, and also for German researchers and scholars who go to different countries. So we have these different entries, including the Georg Forster Fellowship, Fyodor Lenin Fellowship, the regional accent programs, and the research awards from the Humboldt Foundation. So from any country and from any area of knowledge, you can apply for a Humboldt Fellowship. The only requirements are the PhD, to have a host letter of acceptance, as we had for the other research institutions, to have a research project, and very important to have an international record of publications. International publications. Which language knowledge are required? For natural science and engineering, English is good enough. For the humanities and social sciences, German is required, but depending on the topic of the research, it's not going to be necessary to have a German, because you can also develop your knowledge of German once there in Germany. So the criteria of selection, the scientific qualification of the candidate, the research project, public scientific publications in international periodicals, and there is no quota for countries, and no quotas for areas of knowledge. The research fellowships are those for researchers that are aiming at postdoctoral research. As long as you have finished your PhD at most 4 years, you can spend up to between 6 and 24 months conducting postdoctoral research in Germany. Now, the research fellowships for experienced researchers, especially scientists who have concluded their PhD in less than 12 years, and same period of time, from 6 to 18 months. And this the research stay can be divided into 3 periods. You don't have to spend it 1.5 years at once. And we have this CAPS Humboldt Research Fellowship. It's part of a bilateral agreement where postdoctoral researchers, well, it's the same thing again, explained in English, and also with the fellowship amount, about 2,600 euros per month, plus additional benefits for the postdoctoral researchers, about 3,100 per month, plus additional benefits for the experienced researchers. Very important, there are no age limits. The benefits from the scholarship, you have this monthly scholarship, these aid for relocation, to settle in Germany, the Goethe Institute language program, also some aid for dependents, spouse and children, and also this host aid. We have an intensive individual follow-up in Germany and overseas by personal contact with the foundation. You have this trip, this study trip to introduce you to cultural and academic life in Germany. You have an annual meeting you have this reintegration scholarship, and you have programs for alumni, which is also very important, that once you've been to Germany with a Humboldt scholarship, you can return and do more work there. Now here for the origin of guest researchers, you see that 36% from Europe, and 7% from Asia, 16% from North America, Central and South America, 7%. This is usually emphasized that we should have more applications from Brazil, especially from Brazil. We are very much underrepresented, considering the number of academic programs in Brazil. We encourage doctoral students, also people who recently finished their PhD. We do encourage you guys to send in an application for a Humboldt fellowship. In terms of areas, 25% from the humanities and social sciences, 41% from natural sciences, 13% from engineering sciences, and 21% from the life sciences. You see over 2,800 research fellowships granted to academics from abroad. Research fellowships granted to researchers from Central and South America the past 4 years. You can see that the figure for the Humboldt Research Fellowships includes a total of 82 CAPS Humboldt Research Fellowships in the joint program with Brazil. And this is both for the Humboldt Research Fellowship and for the Deutsche Research Fellowship. Here the number of applicants and applications, the fellowships that we granted for both the Forschungsgemeinschaft and Humboldt Research Fellowship program. Contacts in Brazil. We have ambassador scientists in the Humboldt Club in Brazil. Now we have Professor Leonardo de Souza Menezes in Recife, Professor Mônica Santos de Freitas from Rio, Professor Francisco Marcio from Porto Alegre, and Professor Conrado Hübner Mendes from São Paulo. The research fellowships for research stays in Germany, we have this cooperation with CAPS, both for postdoctoral research and for experienced researchers from Brazil. So the Humboldt Club in Brazil is a good way of getting together with former Humboldtianers. Here we have several in this Humboldt Kolleg. And one of the things that we can organize Humboldt Kolleg every year, we have the opportunity of doing at least one Humboldt Kolleg in our country. And we also get together for Humboldt Colloquium, and we elect this board every 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you very much.
So, and the last one, last but not. So I will try to be quickly. So I have spoken with some of you, and I found only participants from South Brazil and abroad. Is someone from other states from Brazil, or are you all from South Brazil and abroad? Okay, so the programs from FAPESP doesn't work here. Okay, I will explain. So the German Center for Research and Innovation is not a funding agency, okay? Not for research, but I will explain what we are. So we are 5 5 DWIHs as we speak spell in German is easier than in English than in Portuguese. You need to trust me. You can try yourselves. So and the DWIHs, they were founded 2009 by an initiative of the Foreign Office of the German government together with the organization of the scientific organizations, the Alliance of the Scientific Organizations in Germany, and the organization of the German Chambers of Commerce and Industry, in order to bring science and business together. So we are 5 centers worldwide. You can see there, New York, Moscow, New Delhi, and Tokyo. In the first phase, we were independent projects, but since 2017, so since 2 years, we are all under the umbrella of the DAAD in Germany, and we are now coordinated. And the German houses or the German centers, they are guided by the external politics for science of the German government. Our aims is to promote knowledge exchange, scientific cooperation between science and business, marketing for Germany as a scientific center, as Standort, information and consulting about studies, about research, cooperation, and so on. Our mission is to be a reference intermediation center for people and institutions from Brazil and Germany on the topics in the areas of higher education, science research, and science-based innovation. So, and we have many organizations with offices in São Paulo, in our DWIH, the funding agencies, DAAD, Anna has spoken, DFG, and the Humboldt Foundation as agencies. And we have offices of universities as well. The Freie Universität Berlin, Technical University Munich, the University of Münster, and 2 alliance of universities, the universities from the region Ruhr, and 7 universities of applied science, as well as an office of the Fraunhofer Society. And we have the called associated cooperators or supporters that are organizations. They don't have offices in Brazil, but they are associated and work very close with us. So the Leibniz Association, Anna presented the common program for postdoc. For postdoc with Leibniz is a very large network of institutions. The Max Planck Society, I don't need to present Max Planck to you. We have 3 universities, Erlangen-Nuremberg, Aachen, and Technical University of Berlin, and 2 representations of German states. So the state of Baden-Württemberg and Bavaria. So, and we have money from the German government to organize or to support events like this one, so workshops and so on, to promote knowledge exchange and to bring researchers together, aiming new collaborative projects. Okay, so we hope from this symposium the agencies will receive new proposals for collaboration. And we have other, I forgot, concursos, not concours, and we have events that then we are the initiator and realizator, but we are co-realizers or partners like this one. So here are some examples. This is our main event each year, the dialogue, the German-Brazilian dialogue. This year we will talking about working and learning in a digital world with a perspective from the social science, basically. It's a very social sciences and educational science as well. It's very interesting event, it will be, at the end of October in São Paulo. We are every year, at the annual meeting of SPPC. This year we discussed the digitalization of higher education and research. We are partner in this Congress, the Innovation Congress, German-Brazilian Innovation Congress, and of the Startups Award, German-Brazilian Startups Award. We organize the Falling Walls Lab. It's a science lab. And here again, resume a summary about what we can do for you. So we can inform you about research opportunities, about funding, and we can be partner of your events and partners. Here I want to make a comment. The next time, so the colleagues here from Brazil cannot apply for our funding. From now on, only our German supporters, the institutions that are linked to the DWIH, only they can apply. So if you have partners in these organizations that I presented as our supporters, as our associated, so we can ask them for apply for a support of the DWIH to support a symposium like this one. And so you can register in our contact database, and so we have you in our network to call you for events or to suggest you as partner for other researchers that are looking, that are contacting us, looking for partners in Brazil or in Germany. So, and we can visit our website and sign our newsletter. So we have two contact databases, only for the newsletter, where we ask only for email address and name to the new rules for protection of information in Europe. And we have that one here, another contact database with many questions. This information is only for the work of the internal work of the DWIH. Okay? We don't give them to third person. So please sign our newsletter. We cannot sign for you anymore. Okay? In the last before the change of the rules, so we could do it, but not anymore. So, and you can follow us in Facebook and in LinkedIn as well. And I was asked to present other funding programs here, German funding programs. So I want to mention here the programs of BILAT. BILAT is the Bavarian Center for Latin America and Academic Center. So, and there are some programs. Here goes to scientific cooperation between Bavarian and Latin American partners, funding up to €6,000 per proposal. Okay? And so I can link you to Byland if you want to, or you can look for the contacts in our website. FAPESP doesn't work here. And we have scholarships, so Byland has scholarships for students from Latin America, okay? There is another possibility. And opportunities you should search it in the websites Research in Germany, academics.com. Here are a lot of positions that are announced. Research Explorer is an initiative from DFG and DAAD and helps you to find research institutions in Germany that work in your topics. DAAD, there are, and in our website we have a section about opportunities, and you will find there as well many offers of funding and fellowships, including from European Union. But you can go direct to websites of the European Union as well. So here, FAPESC, here in Santa Catarina you have FAPESC, and through the CONFAP, they have, FAPESC has cooperation with Horizon 2020 and can get money from European Union as well. And here are my contacts. Unfortunately, Anna and I, we need to go after 5 to the airport, but who want to speak with us, we have some time, some minutes, or I can give you my visit card as well. And I don't know, have you time for 1 or 2 questions?
I would suggest that we make a pause now, and those who want to have those who have questions can ask directly our guests. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.